Welcome to Table Talk. This is a show where we talk about the most important things in a teen's life. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kick it around and we're going to talk about some things that are important to us. So, you guys, what are some things that you think are important in our lives?
Well, as Malcolm X once said, live as you were going to die tomorrow and learn as you're going to live forever. So I just think that we should, get everything in that we know now so we can use it later, because we're not going to live forever.
So you're saying school is something that's like really important to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I think school is important because that's where we spend most of our lives as young people, and what we do and what we learn is majority happens in school, whether it's behavioral learning or class learning. It's something that we get in our lives. So I think that's pretty good. What else are some things that you guys feel are important in our lives?
I think self-esteem is important because when you're young, you hear all these people telling you stuff, and people say sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. But they do hurt, and we absorb those words, and how we feel after we absorb them can hurt us really bad, and so we end up having low self-esteem, and we have more risk of doing things bad happening to us, like teen pregnancies and suicidal thoughts because of low self-esteem. So I think self-esteem is one that we should work on.
That is pretty good. That is pretty cool.
And I think it's even more important not what people say to you, but what you say to you.
Yeah.
What do you say to you? That matters more than what other people say about you. So having the language to describe yourself is important to you.
That's true. That's true.
That's good, TT. That's good.
Another thing that's important, or something else that I feel is important, is our relationships with our parents. And there are so many things that happen in our lives that we can't handle on our own, but the same things happened in our parents' lives years ago. And so they have all the wisdom and they have all the knowledge, and oftentimes we don't even want to hear what they have to say, but what they have to say is so wise, and it has so much fruit in it, and we can really take from what they say. And for me, my relationship with my mom has been like rocky a little bit, but it's gotten better over the past year because there have been times where I've just been going through it, and my mom's always been there calling me like, what's going on? And I tell her what's going on, and she always has a way for me to get through it and a way for me to grow through it. And so I think parents is something that's really important.
I think that friends are very important because a famous influential speaker once said that the closest 5 people that you spend the most time with is what you become on average, like the average of all of them mixed together. So I think it's important that we really talk about who you surround yourself with and make sure it's the right people.
For sure.
Just like that with having those people that are around you that influence you, it's, I think, important that, especially when you're in relationships with someone, like having a partner, relationships and sex, I think that it's important that you are precautious of like who you surround yourself with, who you're with in that relationship, if you know that person and their mind state. It's just important to just know that who you surround yourself with is who you will become. So make sure that you're precautious of the person that you're in a relationship with, who you're giving your time and attention, who you're paying attention to, because that also attests to like what you'll eventually, like that's what you're putting into your life, so you just gotta be cautious of that. So yeah, relationships are definitely important, I think.
I also think that addictions are a very key thing to teens, because when you hear addictions, you hear negativity, but addictions could actually be positive, like exercising. You want that to be an addiction so that you can be healthy. So I think addictions, yeah.
And to tie it all together, social media is a big influence over our lives, and nowadays the development of technology seems to consume young adults, and our minds consume whatever we see. So like if we see somebody doing some negative actions or whatever on social media, we're going to consume that energy, and that's who we will become. So you want to try to, if you want to have a lot of followers, make sure those followers are like positive influences. You don't want negative people you don't want to be looking at negative people 24/7. So you want to make sure you have a positive influence over your life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I feel like social media is a really good one because it allows people to put up a front and to not show who they truly are, and that's just not right, and that's just not fair to other people who may want to get to know you and who may want to be in your life. You put up this front, and it's kind of like pushing them out. It pushes people away until you realize you have no real friends. All you have is followers and connections. So yeah, so those are some things that are important in a teen's life, and we hope you join us next week where we talk about each thing individually and we begin to go through and discuss why things are important and why things are the way they are in our lives. So be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week.